Hello. So this is a pond at the farm. I decided to make this pond look like a natural pond because the particular type of fish that I put inside, they are all white fish, and it is the African knife fish, the Gymnacus niloticus, the one they call eja oson in Yoruba. That is what I'm breeding here. You know, those fish are from the river. So in order for me to farm them, I need to make them feel like they are in their natural habitat. If you go to my village in the riverine area, you'll see water hyacinth. So this is what covers the surface of the water over there, around places where these fish are being killed by fishermen. So when I brought the fish to the farm, for me to culture them, first thing I made sure that I first introduced local tilapia in the pond. Those local tilapia, they have ability to reproduce like in mass amount. So when they reproduce, they will serve as food for the African knife fish. The African knife fish, which is the ejaoson, is a carnivore. What it does in the wild is it feeds on other fish. Even when they want to hunt it, they use bait, fish as bait in the hook to kill it. So I first introduced lots of local tilapias growing in the pond naturally. Those ones, you know, tilapia is an herbivore. They eat grasses and sometimes they can survive on grasses. That is the local tilapia. So they were able to multiply in this pond. So when I brought about 500 pieces African knife fish, they started feeding on the tilapias, and I had to plant a little bit of water hyacinth on the surface of the water. You know, water hyacinth floats. This is what they call water hyacinth. You know, this is the root. It grows on water and it will continue to float. Under 3 months, this thing can cover up to a pond of about 20 meters by 20 meters. It will cover it up. As you can see, guys are trying to remove the water hyacinth from the surface of the water in order for them to be able to harvest the fish easily. Come and see. This is what they are doing. The water hyacinth has grown so thick that they need to be manually picking them. At the same time, they are soft. You don't need cutlass to cut them like this. So they need to, and they float on their roots are not dipping into the soil. They only float on water, so they are just dragging them and pulling them out. But it's a lot of work that is going on there. You know, if it were catfish, I don't need all this to be planted on the surface of the water because catfish are used to seeing human beings. But these wild fishes, they are not so convenient seeing people, so they need a safe place. You know, that is why we need to plant something like this. It could be water hyacinth, it could be duckweed, it could be watermeal, azolla, or wolfia. But this was what I was able to get. So, and we are pumping out the water because we want to harvest. As we are pumping, as we are reducing the level of the water, we are removing the water hyacinth. So by the time the water level goes down, we use a drag net to remove the African knife fish. So when we remove them, what I want to do is, there are some very big ones there that pose a threat to the other African knife fish. So I want to do sorting. Once I do sorting, I will put uniform sizes of the ejaoson in the same pond, the African knife fish. I have another pond that is prepared and ready, filled with tilapias. So what I want to do is, when they bring them out, we'll do sorting. Then I will take the ones that are uniform in sizes, I will take them to another pond. There they will be for the next 3 months. They will be feasting on the tilapia. And this particular pond, I will introduce local tilapia there again. In 3 months, before they finish the tilapia in one pond, they must have the tilapia that I'm introducing here must have multiplied in such a way that if I get another set of African knife fish, I will just introduce them. Because you can't feed African knife fish with the conventional catfish foods that we have in the market. You know, they need to survive as they do survive in the wild. You give them something to eat, and what they would like to eat is fish. They don't even like eating dead bait. You need to introduce some smaller fish alongside with them, while you are raising them, so that they hunt themselves. If you put a dead fish inside, they will not eat it. They are not like catfish. So that is what we are doing today. We are trying to remove the water hyacinth. When we take away the water hyacinth, then we bring out the fish. This is going to take more than 4 hours to get done. Look at the water hyacinth over there. Come. So I dedicated 2 ponds on the farm for white fishes. This place I am putting heterotis, the one you call mangala or arowana or the slap water fish. I have lots of them in this water. Why this one is filled with African knifefish. Now the reason why I'm doing that is, in the wild, these 2 species of fish are gotten from the same water from the creek, the Ejaoson and the mangala. Ejaoson is Gymnacus niloticus and the heterotis is arowana or the African bony tongue. So because the bony tongue, the arowana is a plant eater, so I decided to separate them and put the plant eaters in 1 pond. Then I had to put the carnivores, which is the Gymnacus, in that pond. Here I have the herbivores and there I have the carnivores. So because I wouldn't want the African knifefish to be preying on the small heterotis or the arowana, so that is why I'm doing separation on the farm. Because if I had put them in the same place, I won't be able to account for the same quantity of fish that I put inside the pond. But let's wait and see what we have here. Now these ones, the heterotis, the arowana, they are easy to feed because they are plant eaters. What I should have done is to just introduce this into this pond. But my fear is that when this thing grows, it becomes so difficult to control. It turns into a weed. So what I did is I planted wolfia and I've been feeding them with wolfia. So if you're planning to keep white fishes like Gymnacus, bear in mind, Gymnacus, which is the Ejaoson, is a carnivore. You need to feed it with live fish. And if you're planning to keep arowana is heterotis. You need to get plants. They can feed on the suckers of these plants, on the roots. So you can get wolfia, duckweed, and those things planted for heterotis. And you need a very big pond to do these things. In a few months now, I'm going to start selling heterotis for people who would like to keep heterotis in their ponds. Thank you.